For countless generations, indigenous peoples have thrived in a deep and intricate relationship with the natural world. Their connection to the land is not just physical, but spiritual, embodying a profound respect for the earth and all its inhabitants. This bond is reflected in their daily lives, from the way they gather food to the rituals they perform to honor the seasons and cycles of nature. Their cultures are living libraries of knowledge, passed down through stories, songs, and ceremonies. These traditions are more than just cultural artifacts. They are dynamic systems of understanding that evolve with each generation. Through music, dance, and oral histories, they preserve the wisdom of their ancestors while adapting to the changing world around them. This wisdom, accumulated over centuries, offers profound insights into living in balance with the earth. Elders, who are the custodians of this knowledge, play a crucial role in teaching younger generations about sustainable practices, medicinal plants, and the importance of biodiversity. Their teachings emphasize the interconnectedness of all life forms and the need to maintain harmony within the ecosystem. It is a legacy woven from generations of careful observation, practical experience, and deep respect for the interconnectedness of all living things. This legacy is not static. It is continually enriched by new experiences and insights. By observing the natural world and learning from it, indigenous peoples have developed sophisticated techniques for agriculture, hunting, and resource management that are both efficient and sustainable. These traditions are not relics of the past but living, breathing systems of knowledge. They are practiced and celebrated in daily life, ensuring that the wisdom of the ancestors remains relevant and vibrant. Festivals, ceremonies, and communal gatherings serve as opportunities to reinforce these traditions and pass them on to the next generation. They offer guidance for navigating the complexities of the modern world and building a more sustainable future. In a time when environmental challenges are becoming increasingly urgent, the principles of indigenous knowledge provide valuable lessons in resilience, adaptability, and stewardship. By integrating these principles into contemporary practices, we can create solutions that are both innovative and rooted in time-tested wisdom. By understanding and embracing indigenous knowledge, we can rediscover our own place within the web of life. This understanding fosters a sense of belonging and responsibility, encouraging us to act as caretakers of the earth. It reminds us that we are part of a larger community of life, and that our well-being is intertwined with the health of the planet. We can learn to live in a way that honors both our needs and the needs of the planet. By adopting sustainable practices and respecting the natural world, we can ensure that future generations inherit a world that is rich in biodiversity and beauty. This is the enduring legacy of indigenous knowledge, a legacy that has the power to guide us toward a more harmonious and sustainable future. Indigenous cultures view themselves not as separate from nature, but as integral parts of it. This perspective is not just a belief, but a way of life that has been passed down through countless generations. It is a philosophy that shapes their daily activities, their rituals, and their interactions with the world around them. Their identities are deeply intertwined with the lands, waters, and all beings that share their homelands. This connection is evident in the way they care for their environment, ensuring that it remains healthy and vibrant for future generations. The rivers, mountains, and forests are not just resources to be used, but are considered relatives to be respected and protected. This profound connection fosters a sense of responsibility for the well-being of the earth and all its inhabitants. It is a responsibility that is taken seriously, with practices that promote sustainability and harmony with nature. From planting trees to cleaning up natural habitats, every action is a testament to their commitment to the earth. It is a worldview that recognizes the interconnectedness of all things. This understanding is reflected in their spiritual practices, which often involve rituals and ceremonies that honor the natural world. Meditation and other forms of reflection in nature are common, helping to maintain a balance between the physical and spiritual realms. This kinship with nature is reflected in their languages, which often lack a separate word for environment. Instead, their languages are rich with terms that describe the intricate relationships between all living things. Elders pass down stories and knowledge that teach the younger generations about these connections, ensuring that the wisdom of the past continues to guide the future. The natural world is not something external to them, but rather an extension of their very being. This is evident in their traditional practices of harvesting, fishing, and hunting, which are done with great respect and care. The soil, the plants, and the animals are all seen as part of a larger family, each playing a crucial role in the web of life. This perspective stands in stark contrast to the often exploitative relationship that modern society has developed with the planet. Industrial landscapes and deforestation are stark reminders of the damage that can be done when nature is seen merely as a resource to be exploited. Indigenous protests against such exploitation highlight the urgent need to rethink our relationship with the earth. It offers a powerful alternative, a path toward a more harmonious and sustainable way of life. By learning from indigenous practices and philosophies, we can begin to heal our relationship with the planet. Community farming, sustainable practices, and a deep respect for all living things are just some of the ways we can move towards a future where humans and nature coexist in harmony. Indigenous knowledge is a wellspring of ecological wisdom. Traditional practices developed over generations of trial and error demonstrate a deep understanding of natural systems and how to live within their limits. For example, many indigenous communities have long practiced forms of sustainable agriculture that work in harmony with nature rather than seeking to dominate it. These techniques, often passed down through generations, emphasize diversity, soil health, and the use of natural pest control methods. They offer valuable lessons for modern agriculture, which often prioritizes short-term gains at the expense of long-term sustainability. Similarly, indigenous forestry practices prioritize the long-term health and resilience of forests, rather than simply viewing them as a source of timber. In a world grappling with pressing environmental challenges, indigenous knowledge provides invaluable insights and solutions. From biodiversity loss to resource depletion, these ancient traditions offer time-tested strategies for living in balance with the earth. Indigenous communities have long understood the importance of biodiversity and the delicate web of life that sustains all beings. Their traditional practices often incorporate principles of conservation and sustainable resource management, ensuring that future generations can continue to benefit from the Earth's bounty. By reviving and adapting these practices, we can begin to address some of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time. The wisdom to heal the planet lies not in technological advancements alone, but in rediscovering the ancient wisdom that indigenous cultures have preserved for generations. Empowering indigenous communities is not just a matter of social justice. It is essential for the future of our planet. Their voices, rooted in generations of lived experience and ancestral wisdom, must be heard and respected in the halls of power. Policy and decision-making processes must incorporate indigenous perspectives, ensuring that their knowledge and values are integrated into solutions for a sustainable future. This means recognizing their land rights, respecting their cultural heritage, and supporting their self-determination. It means creating spaces where their knowledge can be shared and valued, and where their voices can contribute to shaping a more just and sustainable world. Weaving ancient wisdom into modern life. The wisdom embedded within indigenous traditions holds immense value for all of us. These traditions are not just relics of the past, but living practices that offer profound insights into living harmoniously with the earth. They teach us about balance, respect, and the interconnectedness of all life forms. By learning from these cultures, we can begin to mend our relationship with the natural world and create a more sustainable future. Indigenous knowledge systems emphasize the importance of stewardship and the responsibility we have to protect our environment for future generations. This journey begins with listening, truly listening, to the voices of indigenous elders and knowledge keepers. Their stories and teachings are rich with lessons that can guide us in addressing contemporary challenges such as climate change and biodiversity loss. It requires approaching these cultures with humility and respect, recognizing the depth and complexity of their traditions. We must acknowledge the historical injustices they have faced and support their efforts to reclaim and revitalize their cultural heritage. We can seek out opportunities to learn about indigenous practices, such as sustainable agriculture, traditional medicine, and ecological restoration. These practices are not only beneficial for the environment, but also for our health and well-being. We can support indigenous-led initiatives and organizations that are working to preserve and revitalize their cultures. By doing so, we contribute to the resilience and empowerment of indigenous communities, and we can advocate for policies that respect Indigenous rights and knowledge. This includes supporting legal frameworks that protect their lands, languages, and ways of life. By integrating ancient wisdom into modern life, we can build a more just, equitable, and sustainable world for all. Seeds of hope, planted in tradition. The challenges facing our planet are significant, but they are not insurmountable. Indigenous knowledge offers a beacon of hope, reminding us that we are not alone in our search for solutions. The wisdom of generations past can guide us toward a more harmonious and sustainable future. By embracing the values of reciprocity, respect, and responsibility that are central to Indigenous worldviews, we can begin to heal our relationship with the earth and with each other. Each step we take toward honoring and integrating Indigenous knowledge is a step toward a more just and sustainable world. A future guided by ancient stars. The path to a sustainable future is not about turning back the clock, but about embracing the timeless wisdom that has sustained Indigenous cultures for millennia. It is about recognizing that we are all interconnected, humanity and nature, and that our well-being is inextricably linked to the health of the planet. Just as Indigenous peoples have navigated by the stars for generations, we too can look to their knowledge to guide us toward a future where both humanity and nature can thrive. Embracing the wisdom of our elders. The time to act is now. The earth is calling out for our attention, urging us to remember our place within the web of life. Let us heed the wisdom of Indigenous elders, who have long understood the delicate balance of nature and the importance of living in harmony with all beings. Let us listen to their stories, learn from their traditions, and honor their legacy by creating a future where both people and the planet can thrive. The wisdom of generations past holds the key to unlocking a more sustainable and just future for all.